Hello, boys and girls. For math lesson today, we're going to be looking at the essential question, how does acting it out help when solving problems about money? So let's go to our first slide. So we're on page 503. It's problem solving lesson 7.7. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the story problem together, and we're going to talk about how we can act it out to figure out the answer. So you're going to stay on page 503. I'm going to go to my page over here. And I have the same exact problem as you. And it says Kendra gave 2 dimes, 2 nickels, 1 quarter, and 2 $1 bills to the clerk for a puzzle. So she's buying a puzzle. And this is the amount of money she gave her. How much money did Kendra give the clerk? So the first thing we need to do to unlock this problem is we need to figure out what it is that we need to find. We need to find how much money Kendra gave the clerk. So go ahead and pause your video, and I want you to trace this part on your book, how much money Kendra gave the clerk, because that's what we're trying to figure out. Okay, what information do I need to use to figure that out? We need to figure out what money did she give the clerk? What coins and bills did she give the clerk? Well, we know that she gave her 2 dimes, so we're going to start by tracing where it says 2 dimes. Sec. Oops. Right here. And then I'm going to highlight the rest of the part that we're going to copy down. So she gave the clerk 2 dimes, 2 nickels, 1 quarter, and 2 $1 bills. So that's what we need to write down, is all of that information. Okay, so 2 dimes, comma, 2 nickels, comma, 1 quarter, comma, and 2 $1, so we put our $, $1 bills. So if I went too fast for you, just pause your video and go ahead and copy it down. Alright, and so here's where the acting it out part comes from. Okay, I'm going to act out what she did. Now I could use these coins, but I know you don't have a set of coins at home. So I'm going to draw the coins. Okay, so we know dimes are 10 cents. So there's 2 dimes. We know that nickels are 5 cents, and there's 2 nickels, so 2 5s. And you should be drawing this in your blank space on your page. 1 quarter, a quarter is 25 cents, right? And 2 $1 bills. So if you draw a $1 bill, it's just a rectangle with a 1. That way you know it's not a penny, because a penny would be a circle with a 1, not a rectangle. Okay? And so now we need to count this amount of money. So go ahead and pause your video, see if you can figure out how much money it is after you draw it. And then we can compare and see how you did. Alright, so we'll start with a quarter. That's the largest coin, so 25. Then we'll hop over here to the dimes, 35, 45. Now we're going to count by 5s, 50, 55. And so we know we have 55 cents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a decimal, and I'm going to write 55 cents. Okay, now I count my dollars, 1, 2. So there's $2, and I'm going to put a $, $2 and 55 cents is my total. That's how much money Kendra gave the clerk to pay for her puzzle. Now let's go to the next page. So on the back of your page, 503, whoops, I'm not sure how that happened. Sorry, there we go. The back of your page, back of 503, is page 504, 504. And so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And so the same thing, we're going to act it out. We're going to use the information that we have to figure out the problem. So it says Jacob has 2 $1 bills, 2 dimes, and 3 pennies in his pocket. How much money does Jacob have in his pocket? So that's what we need to find out. We need to find out how much money he has in his pocket. This part up here, let me change to my highlighter again. So Jacob has 2 $1 bills, 2 dimes, and 3 pennies in his pocket. That's what we need to draw. That's what we need to act out. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our time now and we're going to act it out in our blank space. As soon as I get rid of all this, just a sec. Select. There we go. Okay, so let's act this out. So pause your video, act it out down here in the blank space, and then come back and we'll check it together. So you should already have these drawn, but I'm going to draw mine. So he has 2 $1 bills, so I need to draw 2 rectangles. And I'm going to put a 1 in them because they're $1 bills. 2 dimes. Each dime is worth 10 cents. Just one sec. Let me change my size of this. There. And then he has 3 pennies. So 1, 2, 3. And so now we're going to add it up to see how much change he has in his pocket. So if you have the same thing as me, pause your video again, add it up, and write your total over here. Let's see if our totals match. All right, so he has $2. Right? So we'll go ahead and write our 2 and our dollar sign, and then our decimal. And then he has 10, 20, 21, 22, 23 cents. So he has $2.23 in his pocket. Let's try number 2. So let's see. Amber used 2 quarters, 1 nickel, and 3 $1 bills to buy a toy. The toy costs $1.05. How much money does Amber have left? So there's actually 2 parts in this problem. We need to figure out how much money Amber used, but we also know the cost of the toy. So we need to figure out if the toy costs more or less than what she paid, because it says she has money left. So she used 2 quarters, 1 nickel, and 3 $1 bills to buy a toy. So we need to figure out how much money that is first. Then, once we do that, we can see if we can figure this problem out. Okay, so this is a little different than what problems we've done in the past. So 2 quarters, so 25, right? 25. 1 nickel, which is 5 cents. And then 3 $1 bills. So 1, 2, 3. Now the first thing I'm thinking is, I know that the toy only cost $1.05. So that's what I need to find in her money to pay for the toy, and then everything else is how much she has left. So I'm going to circle $1.05. So $1.05. So I'm going to circle this right here. This is what I'm taking away, because I'm using that to pay for this toy. Everything else that's left is her change. That's how much she has left. So let's see, $1, $2, and then just coins that don't equal $1. So I'm going to put a dollar sign. And so $2 and how many cents? 25, 25. 2 quarters equals 50 cents. So I'm going to write 50. So she has $2.50 left, right? After she buys this toy, she has $2.50 left. All right, let's go to our next page. Okay, so here we go. Here's another one. We're going to act it out. Let me make this bigger. Makes it a little bit easier to see. And snag my highlighter. It says Val used 3 quarters, 2 nickels, 2 pennies, and 1 $1 bill to buy a book. How much money did Val use to buy the book? So these are the coins she used and bills. I'm going to highlight that. You could just underline it. That's what she used to buy a book, right? So that's what we're going to act out. That's what we're going to draw a picture of and see how much money it is. So go ahead and pause your video, and I want you to act it out. Draw me a picture, right? Basically, that's what acting it out means. We're going to draw a picture and see if your picture matches mine. Pause your video. All right, so 3 quarters. So 25, 25, 25. 2 nickels, 5, 5. 2 pennies. And we got to go back and circle them. And then 1 $1 bill. So All right, so we got to figure out how much all of this is. So pause your video, see if you can figure it out, and then unpause it and see if we get the same number. All right, so we've got $1. So I'm going to write it. There's a possibility I could have to erase it if I have more change than $1. But I'm going to start by writing $1. And so we got 3 quarters, 25, 50, 75, right? 3 quarters is 75 cents. 4 quarters is $1. So we have 3 quarters, 75 cents. Now we're going to count by fives. 80, 85. Then we're going to count by ones. 86, 87. So we have $1.87. All right, we're going to scroll down. Derek has, let's see what Derek has. 2 $1 bills, 2 quarters, and 6 dimes. How much money does he have? So I want you to go ahead and you're going to pause your video. I want you to act it out and then add up the amount and see if we get the same amount as I have. So go ahead and pause your video. So Derek, we said, has 2 $1 bills. So you should have already drawn this. You shouldn't be drawing with me. You should have already drawn it. He has 2 quarters and then 6 dimes. So I got to draw 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to circle all these because they're coins. And so your picture should look similar to mine, at least the same coins and bills. And we got to add it up. So we got $2. So I'm going to write 2 so I don't forget it. And then we got 25, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh, 100 cents. So I'm going to circle this. Because remember, when you have 100 cents, you have $1. So I'm going to circle that because I know I have $1. Which means this 2 up here, I'm going to erase it because now I don't have just $2. I actually have $3, don't I? Right? Remember I told you that could change? It changed this time, didn't it? So I have $3, and then my last coin is 10 cents. So that means I have $3 and 10 cents. All right. So the last thing we need to do is our Think Smarter problem, which is on page 506. All right, I'm going to read the problem to you. I want you to try to solve the problem all by yourself. Okay? Ross used 3 quarters, 4 dimes, 3 nickels, and 5 pennies to buy a card. How much money did Ross use to buy the card? Draw to show how to solve the problem. So you're going to pause your video. You're going to draw the coins and bills in the box and then figure out the total and write it on the line. So go ahead and pause your video. All right, so I drew the coins that you should have already drawn as well. Okay, now it's add them up time. So 3 nickels is 75 cents, right? 25, 50, 75. I'm going to count by 5, so 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, yeah, I forgot the 4 dimes. Hold on. So 10, 10, 10, 10. Do we have it right now? 3 quarters, 4 dimes, 3 nickels, and 5 pennies. Yes. Okay, so let's start over. So 25, 50, 75, right? So we added those up. I'm going to hop over to the dimes. 85, 95, 105, 115, right? So that's $1.15. Okay, so I'm going to write my dollar so I don't have to worry about keep counting the dollar. So I'm at $1.15. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So $1.35. Put my dollar sign. There we go. All right, let's see. You need to complete page 507. You've got more acting it out problems. Make sure to draw the pictures of the coins down in the blanks and then write your totals on the line. Same thing with this one. I would draw a picture, flip it over, and then do the back side. All right. Good luck.